This season has been very comedy heavy, and the amount of pure action anime has been limited. It's like the mood of Japan at this time is to have a laugh and embrace the slapstick and hilarity from some of its more amusing IPs. We think we're gonna get that with Nobunagun at first, but in one of the most jaw-dropping 180s in terms of plot and character models I've seen in an anime, we get the complete opposite, and are left stunned and wanting more. We are introduced to Shio. She seems like a bit of a geek, a fan of artillery and military paraphernalia. Unusual for a girl to like that sort of thing, but it's nothing out of the ordinary for somebody to have a passion for something that is so prevalent in human society. We also get that she's not exactly a model student, and a bit of a forgettable face, a social outcast destined to be on the periphery of the student body. She's okay with it though. She's secure in herself enough to not need friends to feel important or self-assured. She's got her tanks. When the class darling Kaoru reaches out to Shio, her efforts are rebuffed as Shio is right to be suspicious, but the taking of a photograph seems to melt her hardened exterior. The photo itself plays a significant part in the story in general too. However, on their school trip to Taiwan, things go suddenly south. An alien entity attacks the city and kills everything in its path. There's screaming bystanders, bloody corpses, blood spewing from all directions, and we're no longer in Kansas anymore, my friends. This is where the title of the show becomes relevant. Over history, an alien force has collected the essence of important military and cultural figures, such as Isaac Newton, Mahatma Gandhi, and even Jack the Ripper. One essence of note is that of Oda Nobunaga, an important figure in 16th century Japan, and one of its first figureheads to embrace firearms as part of its armaments. His soul is captured by this outfit known as Dagu, and held in stasis for the right person to come along and realize his potential. That person is Shio. At first, she is defenseless, but once Dagu agent Jack the Ripper comes into view and gets injured, Shio is thrust into action in a desperate attempt to save Kaoru from being killed. She then steals, Jack's orb, E-gene holder, and it fuses itself with her to turn her into Nobunagun, the embodiment of the military figurehead whom she had an affinity with through her dreams. Cue guns. Shio then goes insane and starts firing like crazy. This sudden change left me reeling with excitement. I wasn't expecting this whatsoever. What I got was an action show with lots of weaponry and alien powers and huge weapons! Nobunaga runs through Shio's veins and gives her the military brain to outwit her opponents, and the way that this is done is masterful, and I was whooping and cheering with astonishment with the slick delivery that this show laid before me. This is where I have to tip my hat to the creator of Nobunagun, Masato Shia, and applaud this change of pace. The amount of insanity and overpowered nonsense is amazing! The powers that the E-gene holders wield are so exaggerated and so epic that it makes the inner 9-year-old inside me giddy. Shia's work is pure sci-fi / action pornography. The gun that Shio wields is bigger than her entire body, and attacks giant enemy crabs for massive damage easily. It's a sight to behold! That 60 seconds at the end of episode 1 where you watch Shio brandishing a huge gun with a look of sheer joy, hysteria, and sadistic mirth. This transformation from timid outcast to manic destroyer was mesmerizing. Yet despite this, you still care for Shio when she's not killing aliens. She's not enjoying this at all at first. It's hard work taking names and kicking ass. She struggles to cope, but Kaoru's realized love for her, Shio did save her life by the way, resolves her to fully become Nobunagun. This sudden crisis of confidence grounds Shio, and means that her old personality is still there, mixed in with the symbiosis she is forming with Oda Nobunaga in her mind. Sure, the show relies on hugely ridiculous weaponry, and it could come across as corny and immature to some of the more refined action fans, but this is science fiction we're talking about here. We've seen so many shows that try to be somewhat realistic, but what it takes to get audiences engaged again is a little bit of nonsense with a dash of guns for good measure. Speaking as a man, I am sold with this show. I may not be a gun aficionado, but I like some farcical action from time to time, and the way that Shio conducts herself both in and out of action means that I want to get behind her, as she is not a whiny wimp or a callous prude. She's a scared little girl who has felt out of place in the world, and now she has found her calling. It's wonderful to see her so happy, blasting aliens into itty-bitty pieces. How sweet. Nobunagun is available to stream on Crunchyroll. My rating? Continue. If you're looking for a show to excite your inner child, this is a perfect example. If you like what you heard, please visit my Patreon campaign to help grow Anifile at patreon.com/MasakoX.